39% of people setting goals for 2026 don't even believe they'll keep them. Think about that. Before January ends, they've already accepted failure. But here's what they don't know. They're not weak. They're not lazy. They're just setting goals the wrong way. For 2,000 years, Stoic philosophers mastered something modern goal-setting gurus completely miss. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why your goals fail and the ancient blueprint that actually works. Let's start with the biggest mistake. You're setting goals you don't control. You want to lose 20 pounds, get promoted, find a relationship, build a successful business. These sound like goals, but the Stoics would tell you they're not. They're preferred outcomes. And there's a massive difference. Marcus Aurelius called this the dichotomy of control. You don't control whether you lose the weight. Your metabolism, genetics, injuries, they all play a role. You don't control the promotion. Your boss's budget, company politics, timing, all outside your power. The relationship, the business success, same thing. So what happens? You work hard for 3 months, you do everything right, but the outcome doesn't come, and you quit. Not because you failed, but because you were aiming at the wrong target from the beginning. Here's the Stoic blueprint. Instead of lose 20 pounds, your goal is train 4 times per week and eat within my calorie target 6 days per week. That's entirely in your control. The weight loss, that's just a likely byproduct. Instead of get promoted, make your goal deliver exceptional work. Take initiative on 3 projects and develop 2 new skills my role requires. The promotion, not yours to control, but the work that makes you promotable, completely yours. This is the foundation. Goals must be process-based, not outcome-based, because you can only guarantee the process. The outcome is where you apply amor fati, love whatever comes, because you already controlled what you could. Second mistake, your goals are built on motivation, not systems. January 1st, you're fired up. The year is fresh. Motivation is high. So you set ambitious goals and rely on that feeling to carry you through. But Epictetus would say you're building your house on sand. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions, by definition, are temporary. They rise and fall with your mood, your energy, your circumstances. A Stoic doesn't reject motivation, but they never depend on it. Instead, build systems, tiny, repeatable actions that require almost no willpower. If your goal is to read more, your system isn't read for an hour daily. That requires massive motivation. Your system is read 1 page before bed, 1 page. Anyone can do 1 page, even exhausted, even unmotivated. And once you start, you'll often read more. But the commitment is just 1 page. If your goal is to exercise, your system is put on workout clothes at 7 a.m. Not workout. Just put on the clothes, because once they're on, the resistance to exercising drops dramatically. Seneca said we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The hardest part of any goal is the mental resistance before you start. Systems remove that friction. They make the first step so small that your brain can't argue with it. Third mistake, you're setting ego goals, not virtue goals. Most people set goals to impress others, to look successful, to prove something. These are ego goals, and the Stoics knew they'd make you miserable even if you achieved them. You want the big house to show you've made it, the 6-pack abs to be admired, the promotion to earn respect. But when you get them, the satisfaction lasts days, maybe weeks. Then you need the next thing to chase. Why? Because ego goals are external validation disguised as personal achievement. They're not about who you become, they're about what others think of who you are. Virtue goals are different. They ask, who do I want to become? What kind of person do I want to be? Marcus Aurelius didn't set a goal to be emperor. He set a goal to be just, temperate, courageous, and wise, regardless of his circumstances. That's a virtue goal, and it transforms everything. Instead of make $100,000, ask, what would a disciplined, value-driven person do with their career? Instead of get a partner, ask, what would an emotionally mature, secure person do in relationships? The goal shifts from the outcome to the character. And here's the magic. Virtue goals can't fail. You can always act with integrity today. You can always be a little braver, a little wiser, a little kinder. The outcome might not come, but the person you become is guaranteed, because it's entirely within your control. Fourth mistake, you set too many goals and lose focus. Research shows most people set 6 to 10 goals for the new year. Career goals, health goals, relationship goals, financial goals, hobby goals. They spread themselves thin, and by February, they've made progress on none of them. The Stoics had a different approach. Ryan Holiday calls it the chief task. What is the one thing that if you focused on it completely would transform everything else? For Marcus Aurelius, it was virtue. Every decision filtered through that lens. For Seneca, it was wisdom and the right use of time. They weren't scattered, they were focused like a laser. You need the same clarity, not 10 goals. One chief task with maybe 2 supporting goals, maximum. If your chief task is building physical health, everything else supports it. Sleep becomes non-negotiable because it supports recovery. Discipline improves because training teaches it. Confidence grows because you're keeping promises to yourself. One goal, 10 benefits. If your chief task is developing a valuable skill, everything else aligns. Your reading focuses there. Your free time practices it. Your network connects with it. Focused energy compounds. Scattered energy dissipates. Ask yourself, what is the one goal that, if achieved, makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Fifth mistake, you don't practice negative visualization. This sounds counterintuitive, but the Stoics practiced imagining their goals failing. They called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Why visualize failure? Because it removes the shock when obstacles appear, and obstacles will appear. You'll get injured during your fitness journey. You'll face a setback at work. You'll have a fight with your partner. You'll lose motivation for weeks. These aren't possibilities, they're certainties. Most people don't prepare for this. So when the first obstacle hits, they interpret it as a sign they should quit. It's not meant to be. The universe is telling me something. No, the universe is just being the universe. Obstacles are the norm, not the exception. Practice this. Imagine your goal failing, not to be pessimistic, but to be prepared. If you get injured, what's your backup plan? Gentle yoga, swimming, walking. If you lose motivation for a week, what's the minimum viable action you can take to maintain the habit? 1 push-up, 5 minutes. When you pre-decide your response to obstacles, they lose their power. You're not surprised. You're not thrown off course. You're anti-fragile. Sixth mistake, you don't have an accountability system. Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, but even the Stoics had teachers, mentors, and communities. Epictetus learned from Musonius Rufus. Marcus Aurelius studied with multiple philosophers. Seneca wrote letters to Lucilius, holding himself accountable through documentation. You need the same. Not because you're weak, but because accountability transforms abstract intentions into concrete reality. The best accountability isn't someone nagging you. It's a system that makes your progress visible. Marcus Aurelius kept a private journal, meditations. Every night he reflected on his actions, his thoughts, his progress toward virtue. That's self-accountability through documentation. Create your version, a simple spreadsheet where you mark whether you hit your daily process goal, not the outcome, the process. Did you do the 4 workouts this week? Yes or no? Did you practice the skill for 30 minutes today? Yes or no? At the end of each week, you have data, not feelings, data. And data doesn't lie. You can't tell yourself, I'm trying hard, when the spreadsheet shows you hit your target 1 day out of 7. Seventh and final part of the blueprint. Time frame your goals using memento mori. You have finite time. This isn't motivational, it's factual. You don't have forever to become the person you want to be. You have this year, this month, this day. The Stoics meditated on death not to be morbid, but to be urgent. When you remember you could die tomorrow, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop saying, I'll start next week. You start now. Here's how to apply it. Break your year into quarters, 12 weeks each. Your goal isn't what you'll do in 2026. It's what you'll do in the next 12 weeks. For quarter 1, identify your chief task and the daily process that supports it. Commit to 90 days of showing up. That's it. Not the whole year, just 90 days. Why? Because our brains can't comprehend a year. It's too abstract, but 90 days. That's concrete. You can see the finish line. And when you hit it, you've built momentum. Quarter 2 becomes easier. Quarter 3, easier still. The Stoics knew that every day is training for death, but it's also training for life. Each day you keep your commitment to yourself. You become someone who keeps commitments. Each day you choose discipline over comfort. You become disciplined. Not in a year, today. So here's your blueprint. 7 principles that have worked for 2,000 years. 1. Set process goals, not outcome goals. Control what you can control. 2. Build systems, not reliance on motivation. Make the first step tiny. 3. Choose virtue goals over ego goals. Become the person, not the image. 4. Focus on your chief task. 1 goal, not 10. 5. Practice negative visualization. Prepare for obstacles before they arrive. 6. Create an accountability system. Make your progress visible. 7. Time frame with urgency. 90 days, not someday. This isn't theory. This is what works, not because I say so, but because history proves it. Marcus Aurelius led an empire. Seneca advised emperors. Epictetus, a former slave, became one of the most influential philosophers who ever lived. They didn't have motivation hacks or productivity apps. They had these principles, and now, so do you. The question is simple. Will you set goals the way you always have, joining the 61% who quit by February, or will you apply a system that's worked for millennia? Your 2026 starts with this choice. Make it count.